Hello Mohawk. On this episode of MoCast, we check out a special college art collection that's on exhibition here at the McMaster Innovation Park. We shine the spotlight on a Mohawk prof who's been a longtime supporter, volunteer, and donor of the Bay Area Science and Engineering Fair. And then we take a road trip to the Popsicle Stick Challenge, and we square off with Super Mario. So we're here on the second floor of McMaster Innovation Park for their Art in the Workplace exhibition. And to tell us more about the exhibition and Mohawk's connection with it, we are joined by
Sandra.
Okay, Sandra, you are a McMaster University student about to graduate.
Yes, and I'm quite excited. I'm looking forward to that.
Okay, now part of your work as a student this year was to help pull together with a team the Mohawk College collection. Can you tell us how many pieces are here and how did you find those pieces?
So we have over 60 works solely from the college collection and the foundation collection on the second floor at MIP. And we found these works, I suppose, as art in the workplace by going to the college and looking at all of your pieces in storage and on display and then choosing works from that collection.
Right, now you did more than just choose the artwork. What else did the students have to do?
So the students at a seminar course at McMaster called The History of Collecting did research on all of the pieces, and this research is presented both as didactic panels on the walls and in catalog entries.
Were you surprised by what you found?
Well, I was quite surprised by the Norval Morrisseau and the number of Carl Beam prints you have. However, I also was surprised by the number of local artists that are in the collection, and this could perhaps be indicative of interest in the galleries at the time. But it's interesting to be able to see that interest in local art both through the Mohawk collections and then also through the local art exhibition that occurs downstairs.
Sandra, so of all the pieces, the 60+ pieces of Mohawk art that are here in the exhibition, this is your favorite. Can you tell us more about it?
Yes, so Mohawk has quite a few prints, or works rather, by Carl Beam, who is an Ojibwe artist, and is quite significant not only in the Canadian art scene, I suppose, but also on an international perspective, because he was one of the first people to have his work considered as contemporary art and not just categorized as ethnographic or Aboriginal art. So
if anyone in the community wants to come and see the Carl Beam and the other art collection from Mohawk College, when can they come? How much does it cost?
Well, it's actually free, and
the price is right.
The price is right, and it's we're open office hours Monday to Friday, and we also host tours. However, the exhibition itself, as well as the local art exhibition that's taking place downstairs, is going to be running until the first week of July.
All right, so here we are at the Bay Area Science and Engineering Fair, which is happening in our David Braley Athletic and Recreation Center. And I'm here with a longtime volunteer and a Mohawk prof, Peter Olnick. Peter, how are you?
I'm very well, Jay. Thanks. How are you?
I'm feeling intimidated walking by all these displays, of which I have no idea what they're about.
You should be. I think you should be feeling intimidated because I am as well.
Right. So this is one of Canada's largest and oldest science fairs. How long have you been a volunteer?
I've been volunteering now for roughly about 20 years. I've had two of my kids went through the fair 20 years ago and were very, very successful, and it was kind of a pay-it-forward thing. My wife and I have been working with the committee for about 20 years now.
Yeah, so why do you do it?
Well, I think it is a pay-it-forward thing. I think, in my own opinion, that we need, Mohawk College, even as a leader in engineering technology, needs to recognize, promote and nurture science, engineering, and technology to kids, and this is one fabulous way to do it, and so that's why we have been there to try and promote.
Yeah. Okay, Peter. So, for example, this display, I'm reading it. I have absolutely no idea what it's about, but I'm quite confident that the kid's brilliant. Do you see a lot of this at the science fair?
You will see coming especially from the senior students, the fair is open for grade 7 through grade 12 students, and that's Halton, Hamilton, and Brant, Norfolk, Haldimand. So it's roughly open to about 100,000 students. And the senior students, those are the grade 10s, 11s, and 12s, or 11s and 12s, they tend to come up with some really superior project where they're using real-world labs to do their analysis and their research, and they're coming up with real-world findings, and they're going places.
That's cool. So what do you enjoy most about helping out at Bay Area Science and Engineering Fair?
Well, as a Mohawk prof, I think we're very happy that the Science Fair has found a home here at Mohawk College. And it's an annual event in its 54th year now. But I just really enjoy, especially at the award ceremony, when we call those kids up and the look of delight on their face, and the fact that we're going to send them on from BASF, which is a regional science fair. They're going to go on to either the Canada-wide fair or the international fair, and there, for instance, in the Canada-wide, they're competing against probably 500 to 600 students from across Canada, the very best. But international is unbelievable. In Los Angeles, we're going to send 4 kids this year, and they're going to compete against 1,400 kids from 40 different countries.
Yeah, and it's not unusual for BASF to be sending a ton of kids to both of those competitions.
That's correct. Again, depending on sponsorship, and because it's obviously a not-for-profit organization, there are no paid staff members whatsoever, so it's all depends on fundraising, but 16 kids will go, all expenses paid, for a week to, I think it's Windsor this year, and again, 4 kids will go and represent BASF in our area in Los Angeles, California, all expenses paid for a week.
There's been a lot of amazing BASF grads, but there's one that you have a special connection with.
Exactly. Kayla Cornelli was a student who back in 2004 came up with a project related to autism. It was called Sounds and Syllables, and it was all based on the fact that her cousin suffered from autism, and so she was looking for a way to develop social skills, communication skills, and so she did this project, Sound into Syllables. And since then, the list of awards, Jay, I can't read it. It's just so huge, the number of awards that she has won and the accomplishments that she's done.
I saw her on CNN. Didn't we see her on CNN?
Exactly. She was one of the CNN heroes. She was Canada's top 20 under 20, full scholarship to Stanford, and now very successful with Athletics Ontario as a para-athletic coordinator, trying to merge and develop all the necessities for athletes with disabilities to blend into the system.
Yeah, so of all the scholarships and awards, the very first one she ever received was
a $75 award from Sue and Peter Olenek, called the Brain Injury. It was a special award, and my wife and I, for personal reasons, wanted to recognize a project that had to deal with the human brain. And I remember grade 7 Kayla Cornelli coming up onto that stage for her very first award ever and saying thank you very much. As a matter of fact, we even have a letter that I think I'll keep, because one day it's going to be priceless to see this letter. Dear Mr. and Mrs. Olenek, thank you for that special award. And we'd like to think that rocketed her into fame.
Before the bridges get crushed, we are here with Jennifer Yonke. Jennifer, how are you?
Good, thank you. How are you, Jay?
Excellent. So this is how many years have you been coming to the Popsicle Stick Bridge Building Competition?
This is our 4th year.
Okay, what group do you bring with you?
We're the Canadian Association for Girls in Science, KEGIS, and this is our 4th year participating.
Okay, and so why did the kids get involved?
We focus on the science, technology, engineering, and math, and promoting that with young girls ages 7 to 16 to encourage them to stay in the sciences and maths in school and to sort of explore all the different employment opportunities. And so this is an opportunity for them to get to come and explore hands-on opportunities and build a popsicle stick bridge.
Okay, and now we have 2 of the contestants, and you are?
Jillian.
And you are?
Julia.
Okay, the dynamic duo. How long have you been working on this bridge?
About 2 weeks. Yeah.
2 weeks. Now, Jillian, your mom is Jennifer.
Yeah.
Do you think that gives you an unfair advantage having like a mom who works at Mohawk and knows all about the Popsicle Stick bridge building competition?
No.
So how did you come up with this design? Like, how did you think this is what we should do?
Well, we either usually, last year we did a W bridge like this and it did really well, so.
Really?
Well, the year before that it did better. Last year it came in 4th. The year before that came in 2nd.
Right. So what are we hoping to get this time around?
First.
Yes. Are we confident?
Definitely.
Sort of.
Second place, assigned 1 and 5. Here we go. We're gonna hit 1,000. 950. Go. Oh, 9,444 away. Get up. Good enough for New Peter. Awesome. Good. Good. Hold on, ladies. Hold on.
We have an exclusive MoCast interview with Mohawk's Master of Mayhem, Super Mario. Super Mario, how are you?
I'm doing fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm good because, you know what, I don't have a bridge in my hands. If I had a bridge in my hands, I'd be terrified of you.
You should be.
Yeah. So listen, this is 27th year for Popsicle Stick Challenge. 25 years. It was done by Captain Crunch, and then he hung it up 2 years ago. You've taken over. How was it filling Captain Crunch's shoes?
Well, filling the Captain Crunch shoes, it's been a very tough task, I would say, year after year. It's a lot of work, and as you would all know, I've got a lot of big shoes to fill for sure.
So what's the key to building a great bridge?
Well, the key to building a great bridge is understanding how structures are put together. As you would know, the engineering behind it, it's very critical. Being able to apply the knowledge and technical skills that you've learned over a lifetime, whether it's math from grade 1 to applied mechanics.
We are going to be crushing hundreds of bridges tonight and all tomorrow. College students, high school students, and then these amazing girls from the Canadian Association for Girls in Science. Now, I almost wanted to warn the parents and the girls to prepare them for what they're in for. Are you going to be like mean to those girls?
No, unfortunately, I can't. I have to go really easy on them because they're just learning. They're beginners. They're trying to understand how structures are put together.
Yeah, you want to get them hooked on science, not scared of science.
Exactly.
All right, so when you're not Super Mario and you're not in your secret headquarters, what are you doing here at the college?
When I'm not Super Mario, I work for the Building and Construction Science Department here at Mohawk College. I work in the materials lab in the A-Wing as a civil engineer technologist.
Okay, now I also understand you're more than just a technologist though here at the college. What else do you do?
In addition to that, in my spare time, I teach.
Which you must have tons of.
Not really.
No.
Not really, but outside my work life, I guess, spare time, I teach Latin dancing, salsa, merengue, and bachata. Okay,
Super Mario, for all the students who are going to bravely face you at this year's challenge and who are dreaming of defeating you in the future, one piece of advice.
Just remember one thing. At the end of the day, I'll still destroy your bridges, and all you have to do is lose with honor. Okay? Just remember one thing. At the end of the day, I'll still destroy your bridges, and all you have to do is lose with honor. Okay? That's all you have to do. Oh, it didn't quite break.
Okay, so here we are at the barrier. No, sorry, back.